What's going on, everyone? Welcome to a new episode of the Red Devils Corner Kick podcast, a fan podcast dedicated to Manchester United Football Club. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed the remainder of their weekend. I know we had the match on Saturday. We had the women's squad match on Sunday. So again, I hope everyone enjoyed their weekend. If you're a Dodgers fan, I'm sure you're happy with the World Series win. It was a tough break for those who are Toronto Blue Jays fans. But before we get into everything and all that is Manchester United, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, follow, whether on YouTube, Apple Podcast, or Spotify, and as well as following on social media, whether it's Instagram, TikTok at Red Devils Corner Kick Pod, and on X at RD Corner Kick Pod. So yes, it is a new week, new matchup. We have Tottenham on Saturday, but before we get into that, actually that's for Thursday. Why would I talk about the Tottenham match now and predictions? That's saved for Thursday, as always. But yes, it is a new week, which means a new match. We have to put the Newcastle game. We're not playing Newcastle yet. We have to put the Nottingham Forest draw behind us, learn from it, move on from it, yada, 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 and so on and so forth. And I know since then, I think maybe I had a little bit of an overreaction to that, but in the way, the reason why my reaction was the way it was is because, like I said in my preview, we can't let this be a trap game. And it kind of was because, like I said, Nottingham Forest was the better team. We couldn't control the ball. We struggled getting on the attack. We did struggle. We did struggle. Like, that's basically it. And listen, compared to Baliba, Elliot Anderson had a way better audition to why we should be picking him over Baliba to join our squad to help us out. Obviously, that's going to be a discussion for another day. Or obviously, the rumors speculate, yada, yada, yada. We know he's a target, but the question is, do we want to spend the money? One thing I do want to mention, yes, we had the men's squad playing, but we had the women's squad playing Sunday against Brighton. The men beat the men's squad the week before. The women's squad was able to get the win as well, winning 3-2. Was not able to watch the game. I have been reviewing notes, games, watching highlights, and usually I usually try to get time to watch. Unfortunately, trying to stream it for me has been difficult. I can always get the Champions League women's matches, and yes, I know last week I said there was Champions League back this week, November 14th. November 14th. November 12th is the PSG matchup between the women's. So I will be doing that because that falls. The 11th is next Tuesday, the 12th, which is a Wednesday. So I will be following up on the next episode after that. I will be trying to do episodes as well. I do apologize. I know I haven't been doing the best, but yes, we have. The women's squad just won against Brighton 3-2. I just had everything up just to discuss the scores. But we had Jess Park, we had Ella Toon, who had 2 assists. I have to get this back now. I have failed miserably. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. I had all my notes and it all went bye-bye. In the words of Oliver Queen in the Green Arrow, I have failed the city. But yeah, let me just get the fixtures, the results. Let's just get everything here. Full time. Yes, Elizabeth Turlin, Jessica Park, and Lisa Nasland, all with the goals. And yes, we had an assist. I know Ella Tone had 2. Jess Park had an assist as well. But overall, from what I was reading and watching, the women's squad is continuing on what they've been doing all season. They are 2 points off the lead. We're sharing, let's just say here, 2 points off of Chelsea, and we're 1 point back of Man City. 5 wins, 2 draws. It looks like we have the best goal differential in the league as well. So, and not only that, the impressive matches that they've had in Champions League. Yes, I know they've only been 1-0 games, but if you've been watching it, you've been seeing what the women's squad has been capable of doing. But very happy with the win. Like I said, I'm going to try and get episodes dedicated to the women's squad as I get myself more and more familiar with the women's squad. Again, I'm trying to watch matches as much as I can. Trying to watch the WSL has been tough to try and watch games. It's been a lot easier to get the Champions League games, but I'm slowly going to work on trying to be able to watch women's games for both competitions. But again, in the end, very happy with the women's squad. Much improvement from last season, but even last season, they had a great season, better than the season before as well. Them last year finishing third, back to another FA Cup final, battling through Champions League qualifications to get to where they are, and taking advantage of them succeeding in qualifications and getting off those 2 wins. So, yes, it is a great time. It's great for the women's squad overall for how well they have been doing. So, again, next match is against Aston Villa this weekend. Yes, we have Villa this weekend, and then PSG next week for Champions League. And then after that, and then we have Manchester Derby. We're playing City after PSG. So, yeah, lots to talk about. Let me just double check one thing. Oh, the men and the women are both playing at the same time on Saturday. I'm gonna try and make that work. Men play 7:30 against Tottenham. Again, this is my time. My apologies, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here in Canada. And then women's squad is playing Aston Villa at 7 a.m. It is a double Manchester United. I could do a double post-game event. If I can, I should be able to multitask and watch 2 football matches at the same time. Challenge accepted. That's what I'm going to do. So moving on from the women's squad, I will be doing, again, I'll be catching up with them obviously with Saturday with having the event against Spurs, and then the men playing against Spurs and women playing against Villa. So lots to talk about there. So I will be back Saturday to discuss both games, because why not? Because I got this opportunity to do both games. So yes. But yes, moving on to the next agenda. Cristiano Ronaldo is back in the news, and yes, Manchester United, Piers Morgan, why not? Yes, his critiques, yes. Let's just get it up here to see the quotes that we have seen, whether it's been on X, the New York Times, Sky Sports, fan channels talking about everything. The big thing that's been quoted is Ruben Amorim is doing his best. What should he do? Miracles. Miracles are not possible. Miracles are only in Fatima. If you know the story of Fatima, you'll understand that line. Players are good. Some of them don't have the mind what Manchester United is. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's rewind back to an interview that he did, which kind of led him to leaving Manchester United after his second stint with us. Here we are again with another interview, and obviously with everything that happened before, let's just do another interview with Piers Morgan again, and yada, yada, yada. We did not need Cristiano Ronaldo to tell us that We don't have players that fit the mold that we want Manchester United to be. That is not a story. That's nothing new. Like, why are we now acknowledging, oh, well, if Cristiano Ronaldo says it, we finally, it finally makes sense. Ruben has said it. Fan channels have said it. Even some players have also said it. Current players have also said it. So, okay, great, cool. I haven't watched the full interview, and I will be. Listen, I love Ronaldo. I support the Portuguese national team. I've seen him play live. I know what he is all about. But at the end of the day, too, for what he did at United, he'll always be tied to us. 2 stints, that interview that he did with Piers Morgan years ago, another one now, cool. He's always going to get those questions answered. Listen, Ruben, we all knew that Ruben had a tough job. Ruben, since day one, said what he had to do. We all know what it's there. And then again, he talked about the structure. We are now in the phase of building something. It takes time to get a structure going and start building something that we need to look at here. It can't happen overnight. We all know that. But for what Ronaldo has said, from what I've seen from the quotes in the articles here, it's just right now. How do I put this? Again, at the end of the day, we don't need everything. Okay, so this is from The Athletic. I have it here because, again, I'm just going off of stuff from here. Again, I have to watch it. But again, in the end, my opinion is we don't really need that. But Ineos, everything is taking time. And we have to see that go into fruition. And it's going to take time. So, yes, this is what's based off from The Athletic. I'm just reading off it here from the interview. So, obviously, Ronaldo is sad about the decline. This was done before. So, again, this interview was done before. This was recorded before the Brighton game. So, obviously, it's different. But in the general course, United are light years away from their success when they had Ronaldo. This is from The Athletic. This is what Ronaldo has said. Manchester United right now, they don't have a structure. We're building that structure. We're getting it there. Sir Jim, the board, it's going to take time. I hope that changes in the future because the potential of the club is amazing and one of the most important clubs in the century. Cool. Yes, we know. We understand. They're not on a good path. So again, I think things have changed since that interview. Now, depending on when that interview was recorded, since then, we haven't lost in 4 matches. We've beaten Sunderland, Liverpool, Brighton, and the draw against Nottingham Forest. So obviously hearing this and then realizing that it's recorded before the start and the changes is good. Not only that, the support of the board backing Ruben, the big win, coming off a win against Sunderland, going to Anfield and getting that win, and then so on and so forth. But yes, what he has said is not wrong. We've known about this even before the season started. We knew about this last year. We knew about this with Ten Hag. We knew about this with Ollie. What he is saying here is nothing new. But, I know they talked about, and one other thing he talked about was chances of Manchester United win the league. Too many points given up. They're too far back from Arsenal. Listen, it is it's November now. Halloween was last week. It is November now. The season's far from over. Listen, we can still compete. And again, we don't know what happens. Anything can change in the season. Again, I'm not jumping on the wagon of, well, we're winning the league now, but, we have opportunities to still improve. And when you're looking at the interview here and seeing that it's, it was recorded weeks ago before. Yeah. So depending on when this was recorded, it's hard to say now which his reviews would be now, seeing the change, seeing the improvement, seeing the battles that we've had to face, seeing the right things being done. at the end of the day, like I said before, we didn't need Cristiano Ronaldo to tell us this. We don't. And that's kind of going to be the highlight of what the title is going to be. We don't need Ronaldo to tell us what the problems were, but we do need time. And he's not wrong about the players' mentality, about the types of players that we have here that we need for Manchester United. That's not wrong. But we've gotten rid of players that have made those feelings there before. The mentality, the attitude, that has changed. We're working on an environment that's going there. And guess what? Ineos doing what they're doing, working with Ruben doing what he needs to do with the players, that is building a structure. A structure cannot be done within a time. It's going to take time. So, yeah, in the end of the day, it means that. I'm not saying his words don't mean anything. But at the end of the day, we didn't need Cristiano Ronaldo to tell us this. So, that's my 2 cents. I can critique Gary Neville's comments too about what he was saying about Sesko, but let's move on from that. We know what Sesko's capable of doing. Sesko, he's going to need time to adjust, and I've liked what Sesko has been doing. I've commented the good things about what Sesko has done. Sesko goes after the ball because he wants to make sure he's involved in getting the ball moving. He's playing to the ball. When the ball comes to him, he takes the opportunity to hold up, transition, move, pass, read where he has to go. Nottingham Forest was not the best game for anyone this past weekend. Cunha had his problems. Mbuemo, Ahmad, as much as he scored, had some issues. Bruno, Casemiro, Dalot. We drew a game where we should have won, but we didn't play to our strengths. We were outplayed. But the one thing is, and this kind of goes at the end of the day, you can't really critique a recording that happened weeks ago to what the team has done now over the last couple of weeks. But that being said, Ruben did say this, and this is the one thing that's great. If this was a year ago and we let in those goals 2 within 5 minutes, we would have lost the game. We would have. And that's the thing, right? The team from last year to the team this year from that type of game is different. And we saw that in Liverpool, we saw that in Brighton, and we saw that against Nottingham Forest. My apologies. But we saw that there. But you saw when Liverpool tied it up, you saw they didn't back down, and they scored and took the win. We're up 3-0. Those 2 goals. Yes, there's a little bit of panic. You see the kick from heaven to Mbuemo with the little ghost move by Bruno. 4-2, they finish it off. Up 1-0 on Nottingham Forest. 2 goals within those couple minutes. Battle back, resilience, scored. And they had opportunities throughout the game to even take more of a lead and so on and so forth, but that's not the point. The point is that they fought. And last year, with the players that we did have, would that have been there? What would have been the mentality state there? We saw the change. And like I mentioned, Ruben was going to go with his guys to try and keep fighting. Because there's going to be a moment there where we're in a game and you need those stars to perform. You can try and get subs in, but you need those subs to perform. So that's what we saw. That's what we liked. So Ruben has, again, Amram is doing everything right. He's building something. It's going to take time. So what Ronaldo said was not wrong, but at the same time, too, saying something a couple of weeks ago compared to saying something now, to where the things have kind of, I won't say changed, but you're seeing the movement up is there. We still have a ways to go, ladies and gentlemen. We're not winning. The league is not won in November, but we have our challenges. We still have plenty more games to go. We have 28 more games to go. we have a challenge. We're in good spots in the top half. And this weekend, we're facing a challenge that we need to. This is a game that we have to fight for. We're playing Tottenham this weekend. So everything that we've done is a battle leading up to this, as much as an international break after that. But we are facing a battle this weekend. We're facing a very tough opponent in Tottenham. So, but yeah. Leading to that as well. Like, again, it's, yeah. Continuing on. Yes, more transfers. Yes, trying to hope that Ruben gets backed, looking for targets. What's happening with, like, from what I'm hearing about Xerxes, about the movement, talks about him potentially going to West Ham on loan. There's talks with Manu. Like, again, it's hard to say what's going on with transfers. It's just all speculation now. We don't know anything that's confirmed until January. We don't know what's going on. And I know that the World Cup is important, but right now we need the players there for January because, one, we have the AFCON, like I mentioned. So losing Mbuemo, Mazraoui, Diallo for those couple of weeks, that's a hit on us. So we definitely need those players to show up when we need them to. So, but again, we're still going to look at targets now that we've addressed some other pieces. Now we're looking at wing backs because of the whole Dorgu, the Lowe situation. Dorgu, I hopefully is starting this weekend. I really hope so. But are we going to look at another wing back, an experienced one? Ruben's always going to keep trying to push for players that are Premier League proven. So we need that. I know everyone keeps bringing up on the wing back that we had before. That was at Benfica. And now we sold them to Alvaro Fernandez that we sold to, or it was sold from Benfica to Real Madrid. Why didn't we bring him back? We went with Dorgu. Listen, I'm going to move past that one. Like, we know the story here. We can keep like saying, oh, we could have had this person back and yada, yada, yada. But at the same time, too, from my understanding is it didn't seem like he wanted to come back. Liverpool or Real Madrid is at a good point right now where we're trying to rebuild and get ourselves back. So I wouldn't blame him for not wanting to come back here, even if we had the buyback clause and him wanting to go after Real Madrid. We still got money for him for the sale, but at the same time, too, it's, like Dorgu is fine. He's going to take time. It's going to take him time to build and get things going. Like, we have to be patient with him. Would an experience with a veteran be there? Yes, that would be great to have. But yes, the concern is still the midfield. That's the number one priority. We can look at a wing back as we go, whether it's in January or it's next summer. But Dorgu, you're going to see a battle there, and no Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw needs to stay in the back there because of his fitness. Not like, I shouldn't say fitness, but we want to make sure that we still have him there, and having him in that back three, rotating, whether it's with him and Licha, will be fine. That'd be great for his legs. It'd be great for us because it's another body, it's depth. But yeah. But yes. No, now I lost my train of thought. And listen, we don't know anything yet of what's going through. So let's just take a look here. This is from the Manchester Evening News. Let's just see where they go here. Keep going. Toby Collier is injured. Hopefully he gets back healthy soon. But he had issues with some injuries with us too. So this is reported through the Evening News. United will not allow Joshua Zirkzee to leave in January, according to Football Insider. The reports say the absence due to the African Cup of Nations in the new year means that the club are unwilling to sanction a move, despite the strikers becoming frustrated with lack of game time. Both Mbuemo and Diallo are set to be unavailable as they represent their nations in the tournament, so they may not return until mid-January, depending on how far they get in the competition. That's nothing new. Let me just check one more thing. Baliba, a bit expected. So, due to Indy Kayla has reported that Man United and Brighton are in negotiations for the transfer. I hope the fee is a lot smaller than what they were recommending in the summer, since but I need to check menu. Napoli make decision on menu. Whether what happens next is an important thing, because Ruben may block that. Napoli are reported to ready to pay all the Kobe Mainoo's wages to sign him on loan in January, according to the Daily Mirror. The Italian champions are said to make their move the winter months. Reports claim that they're willing to cover the whole wage package in an attempt to lure him to Naples. And Mainoo makes £35 a week, £35,000 a week. Guess obviously with Mainoo's lack of time playing so far, not lack of playing time, he didn't play last game either. And then Manchester United have been linked with Palmeiras striker Vitor Roque. Palmeiras, if you saw them at the FIFA Club World Cup, were a very good club to watch. They're exciting to watch too. Benfica got, Riaz, their midfielder. But yeah, so Xerxes, Endrick development. There's talks about United going for him. It has been claimed that United will not sign Endrick in January due to the deal being offered by the Spanish club. A report that United have no intention of developing players for other teams through loan deals if there's no chance. Yes, so we're not going for him. Yes, Baliba deal I just talked about. Looking at player from Byron, Semeneo. There's talks about him. $60 million bid. That would open up our wingback spot. We'll see that. I know they tried to go for him in the summertime. So what else are here? Next Brazilian wonder kid monitored. United are looking to continue their recent transfer strategy of signing wonder kids, with Palmeiras winger Allen on their radar. The 21-year-old has pressed United and other top clubs in Europe. The reports add that the Brazilian club expects him to be the next big sale of Edric, Gustavo, and Victor Riaz, who I just mentioned. No, that was Victor Roque. However, Palmeiras are believed to be demanding €100 million for his services. Chelsea and Real Madrid are also keen. €100 million. No. Not for a 21-year-old kid who's not yet proven. But I'm sure that number will go down. Yeah. That's in accordance of the evening news as of today. But yes. But here we are. Like, again, everything's going to be speculated. Everything's going to be news reported. It's hard to say what's going to happen. So, but yeah, just to recap everything, I'm very happy with the women's squad, especially with this season. I know I say this episode, but I am going to try and get an episode where I dedicate it actually, it's going to work out well. Actually, what better opportunity than next week to discuss? Why not? Because let me just take a look here. Let me just get the men's, because this is the last weekend of the Prem for 2 weeks. United aren't back until the 24th after the 8th. And on the 24th, it's Everton, Crystal Palace, West Ham, Wolves. Basically, really no international breaks until March, realistically. Let me just take a look here. There's space in between in January, but I think that's because of the FA Cup. And then let's just take a look here. March. March 21st to April 11th, there's a break there. That's probably due to international break. And then, our final game is against Brighton. But, okay. Just to recap the episode, yes, happy with the women's squad. Since now we have the international break, why not discuss? I can definitely start planning episodes towards the women's squad to fill in. That would be good. Shouldn't be fill in, but I shouldn't use those words fill in. That's a poor choice of words by me. But inclusion. I can finally do that now with an inclusion. And Saturday is also going to be a great time too, because I'm going to be doing my best to multitask both matches. Women start at 7, men play at 7:30. So I will do my darndest to try and keep both eyes for the matches. It will be a very amazing, it will be a great talent to try and pull that off. But yes, next week, women's squad, especially with PSG. So keep an eye out for episodes dedicated to that. I'll try and do a preview one for that. It would be hard for me to try and do a match squad, but prediction. But I think I'll be. It will be patient with me when it comes to getting episodes in for the women's squad. But like I said, next week I'll aim. That's what I'm going to aim for next week. Yes, the Ronaldo interview. At the end of the day, we didn't need him to tell us this. We're not shocked by his comments. I'm not shocked. I'm just moving over from it. It's like, again, we didn't need him to tell us this. What we already knew. What I knew, what everyone else knew, we didn't need Ronaldo to tell us this. I don't care about the distant relationship between Delo and Amram. That has zero impact on me and actually has zero impact on the team. And no, that's not the reason why Ruben has been choosing him. We know he's been going for experience. We know how he is dedicated to the club. But I don't think having a great grandfather from like 100 years ago is impacting us on that. I don't think they're celebrating Christmas together or family functions. So I'm moved on from there. Transfers, it's all speculation from here. We don't know until we get until January. I hope Xerxes, Manu get their time in. I hope we get to see them stay after January too. Again, depth is important, especially with the FA Cup, trying to compete with other teams for a top spot in the Prem, trying to get Champions League. We're all hoping for that. But yes. So I hope everyone enjoyed today's episode of the pod. I will be back Tuesday, Premier League preview. Sorry, we're playing Tottenham Hotspurs. We know how important that game is. It's kind of it is a revenge match. There is some history there after what happened last year, losing to them in the last season, losing to them in the Europa League final. So we see that there. Obviously, the comments towards Manchester United were rumors with link to Thomas Frank. If Ruben wasn't working out, we know. But yes, going into this match, so I'll talk all about that on Sunday or Thursday. So keep an eye out for that episode as well. And then yes, Saturday, post-game reaction of the men's game and the women's game too. So a doubleheader post-game reaction. So keep an eye out for that episode too. But yes, I will talk to you guys on Thursday. Enjoy your Wednesday. Enjoy the remainder of your Tuesday, your Wednesday, your Thursday. This is the Red Devils Corner Kick podcast. Glory, glory, Man United.